Please welcome Dianne Bondy to the show. Thank you so much. I love that you're doing it. Tell me about the body positive movement and tell me all about it. How'd you get into it and why is it important for you?
Well, you know what? For most of my life, I've been a big girl, right? I've been what I like to call abundant-bodied.
I like that, abundant bodies.
Abundant-bodied.
Very nice.
And I have been fighting my genetics for a really long time. So my mother put me on a diet when I was 8 years old. So, yeah, and so what ended up happening for me is I learned to hate my body pretty early on. And I picked up some really bad habits. So I developed an eating disorder that I battled for the better part of 20 years. And I just came to the point that I wanted to feel good in my body and I didn't want to battle my genetics, right? So I will never be a size 2. I will never have a thigh gap. But that doesn't mean that I can't be fit and healthy at the size that I am. And so I decided I was not going to bully my body anymore, that I was going to be grateful that my body showed up for me the best way it knew how, and I was going to feed it and I was going to treat it with love and respect as opposed to always being this place of hatefulness. And as a culture, we're always telling everybody, and especially women, be quiet, be smaller, sit down. And I'm not that person. I'm like, go big, go home, enjoy who you are. And fitness does not have to look a certain way. We can be fit at any size, but we have to start with loving ourselves first in order for that to happen. You can't heal a body you hate.
That's exactly right. Well said. And one of the key things that we talked about, I'd like to kind of point out, is that we have a culture in which, unless you are reality-based or, you know, photoshopped, size 0, size 2, because that's the only thing that's supposed to matter. But you said something very interesting. Do not bully your body. Don't hate your body, because that is a recipe for failure. Here's why. As a physician, when you bully your body, when you hate your body, you increase something called cortisol, because that increases stress. And guess what cortisol does? Mr. Cortisol helps you get bigger. So you hate your body because it's big, and then you give yourself all of the great help to become bigger. It doesn't mean that big can't be beautiful, but if you're hating your body, then you will become big in an unhealthy way. So that's the key thing. Tell us about the body positive movement and how we can change that conversation in America.
Absolutely. So the body positive movement really started to take traction in about 2014, 2015. And a few friends of mine, colleagues in the yoga industry, came together and we created something called the Yoga and Body Image Coalition, where we wanted to tackle some of the misnomers around what it means to be in a bigger body, right? And so what the body positive movement is ultimately doing is taking away this idea of fat shaming people, that somehow shaming people into weight loss is going to make them lose weight. And if that were true, then we wouldn't have overweight people.
Everybody would be.
Right? And if one diet worked, or if dieting worked at all, there would be one diet, everybody would do it.
Not
and everybody,
1,000 of them.
Right? And we wouldn't see a 98% failure rate. So we know this for sure. The data backs it up. So I'm really a big proponent of health at every size. So if we can get people to be okay in the bodies that they're in right now, then they're more likely to take care of their bodies, and perhaps weight loss may become a goal, or lowering their blood pressure, or taking care of their diabetes. But if we continue to shame people and fat shame people, we're never going to get there. Absolutely. So that's why the body positivity movement is so important. And it was really more about fat positivity, that it's okay to be fat. We have this idea that it's totally a bad thing, that all fat people are unhealthy, and it's not true. There's evidence and there's research that bears this out. So when I think of all the things that my body does for me, I think, this is the only vehicle I have in order to experience this miracle we call life. It's actually worthy of my love more than it is of my criticism. So I have these two beautiful children here that my body did for me. I get up every morning, I go for a walk, and what I do is I take care of my body. I eat well, I exercise, I do yoga, and I feel good. And I'm not going to be a size 2, and I'm not going to kill myself to try to get there.
Good for you.
Having said that, there are people who are naturally a size 2, and that's okay too.
That's okay as well.
That's okay too.
And I think you made some very good points. Number one is that diets don't work. You know, they call me the undiet doctor because I 100% believe it. It's only about portion control and learning to eat what you love
Yep.
in portions that you need. Now, you also have this amazing book, and I'll tell you, we don't have enough time to talk all about it, but it's Yoga Rising, and you can get it. Where can they get it?
Amazon, your local bookstore. You can go to the Yoga and Body Image Coalition website, and
lots of great information. So thank
yeah.
you for being with us. When we come back, we'll continue our talk with Dianne and see some of the skills she teaches her students. Stay right with us.